Okay, here we've got the latest offering from Cherry Audio, the Mercury 6, which is obviously their take on the Jupiter 6, and very nice it looks too. Sounds like an 80s synth already. And here we've got an actual Jupiter 6, direct from the 1980s. And very 80s that sounds too. Thanks Tez for sending this to me on loan again. And also I'd like to thank Cherry Audio for this one, because it's about time someone made a software version of the Jupiter 6. And in case you don't know, it's the baby brother or sister of its more famous and much more expensive sibling, the Jupiter 8. I say much more expensive, as you see 8's going for around £30,000 these days, whereas I bought a Jupiter 6 last year myself for £4,000, although it did break, so it went back. But prices do seem to be creeping up, but nowhere near the 30,000 mark. So let's just run through the hardware quickly to show you what distinguishes it from other things. Firstly, we've got a sync 1:2 or 2:1. I can't think of another synth that's actually got that. Then we have things, I mean, this is because of the CM3340 chip. We can have multiple voices on, or multiple wave shapes on at the same time. So we've got a triangle, a sawtooth and a pulse. And if you just want a straight square, you can have a square. Pulse width doesn't do anything, and then we can mix them. Although you can't mix the square and the pulse at the same time, but on VCO2 we've got noise as well. Which is exactly like we're getting on the hardware, except for without the crackles. Plus we've got cross mod of VCO1 with VCO2, and you've got modulation of that with the envelope, something that the Jupiter 8 didn't have. And down in the left hand corner we've got a second LFO, which modulates the VCO or the VCF. We've also got a rise on that as well, so it doesn't come in immediately, or does. Just nice little touches that a lot of synths didn't have, which is what made it popular. Also, we've got a split mode, so we've got an upper and a lower part. If we go into split 4/2, we can play chords on the left, making everything sound as rubbish as I possibly can here. Let's just... I'm now editing the lower sound. Blend between the upper and the lower. As I say, making it sound as crap as I can, but you could have 4 notes in the left and play like a lead in the right because it's a 4/2 split, or you can have a 2/4 split, so you can play the bass in the left and chords in the right. And then each of those has got its own arpeggio, so you can have an arpeggio playing with the bass and a separate one playing the lead. Let's go and edit the right, or the upper mode, the upper panel I should say. And then let's put that on arpeggiated as well. So, all can go slightly crazy, but you get the idea. Let's put it back onto whole mode. So yeah, it was quite an interesting synth in its time, and a lot of people do prefer it over the Jupiter 8. So again, yeah, great that we've got it in software form, finally. I'm gonna have to keep this brief because this Jupiter 6 keeps on going out of tune, going wrong, and turning itself off, and odd things, and some of the voices aren't working on it. But if we just start off with a sawtooth, blend them, detune the second. Let's do that on the software. Add a little bit of release. Very close so far. Let's reduce that filter. add some resonance. Change that frequency. Much finer control with the software. Feeling similar. High pass. I feel like I'm getting a bit more of the oscillator through on the Mercury 6 than on Jupiter 6. Is that because the resonance is a little bit louder on the Jupiter, come through a bit more? I think it does. Marginally, you know. Maybe a different Jupiter would be slightly different, or maybe if I play a different note it's different, just because all the voices are a bit wonky on this one. But it still has the feel, I think. The band pass. Press both on the hardware. I do have the keyboard up on that. But let's do that with the LFO. Oops, not quite that mentally, please. Yeah, so it's all quite well behaved. Let's try a bit of cross mod. That's working, isn't it? Minor differences there, but you'd sort of expect that even on the same synth. Let's try it with a pulse. Oh, now it's different. Yeah, I'm getting them close, you know. Let's try it all the way up. Getting a little tiny bit more from the Jupiter. Yeah, I'm really impressed by this actually. Sounding really good, isn't it? Okay, other thing that we get on the Jupiter is this sync. So let's put oscillator 2 up a couple of octaves. still in the same ballpark, aren't we? Let's modulate the pitch of VCO1 with the envelope 1, something like this. So envelope 1, VCO2 off, so VCO1, a little bit of decay. Yeah, you know, it's quite nice, the Mercury 6. It does have that sort of little bit of fuzz to it. Not sure if we've got all my settings identical there, but you know, we can hear it's working, isn't it? Still in the same ballpark. Let's try it the other way around. Okay, let's put oscillator 2 at 16s and oscillator 1 at 4. Yeah. It is impressive, this. It's sounding like a Jupiter 6. Yeah, you know. Can't fault that, can you? Let's take all that modulation off. Let's put some LFO on the oscillator. It does go to 100 Hz, this. Exceptionally fast LFO. Not bad. It doesn't have the same musicality when you're right up here. But does that matter? Are you ever going to do that? I very much doubt it. So I think I've put the Mercury 6 through its paces with the Jupiter 6. I think it's very close. What quality rate are we on there? Let's go to highest quality on the oversampling. Still pretty good, this, isn't it? Let's take that off again. Just check with the cross mod. That's nice, that, isn't it? So what we've got here, we've got the oscillators synced to each other and some cross mod. And they're bang on, really, aren't they? I'm really impressed by this. So other bits as well that we've got on the Mercury 6. Obviously we've got the effects. We know what Cherry Audio effects sound like these days, don't we? So go in, we can change them individually. Let's put some reverb on. The galactic, we like a bit of galactic. Yeah, but I'm not going to go into everything here. Tape on the delay. So it gets sort of mad stuff out of that. I wasn't expecting that. Flanger, phaser, distortion. Yeah, that's really nice, isn't it? Yeah, that's really useful, isn't it, as well? So, we can turn them on and off using the global buttons, or we can go in individually and do our bits in there. Definitely check it out. As with all these things, it's not about the massive variation of the sounds you can get. It's about the unique characteristics of how you approach making the sounds on them, the limitations of them, and the unique aspects of them. You know, maybe have a go at doing something with a couple of arpeggios, one up, one down, one random, or something like that. You know, just have a play around with it, check it out. I'm made up. I'm very glad it exists. Well, I hope that was of some use to somebody somewhere. If it was, please think about subscribing, ring the bell and all the rest of it. Everything helps to support the channel. Join me over on Patreon, get access to some presets and samples and more tutorials, stuff like that. And I will see you next time.